Hi, welcome everybody. I'm sorry. I got to apologize. I am so sorry. I'm late. No need to do an introduction tonight, but like I said, I mentioned it in the chat. I got tied up leaving a rodeo today. I went to a rodeo uh, in Arcadia, Florida. But it's good to see everybody. Thank you all for bearing with me. Really, I truly appreciate it. I'm not going to mention everybody's name tonight. You all know who you are. You've been chatting among yourselves, and I really appreciate that. I is truly amazed that so many people watched an empty live stream, but it's great that you guys could chat among yourselves. And I was watching some of the chat, but I really appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much. Um, Vic, he had to be rescheduled, and I have to apologize to Vic because I know I took some time out of his day today. He's 3 hours earlier than us here on the East Coast, and he did that for me, and I truly appreciate it. But we're going to get him rescheduled. That's for sure. He is one of the drone celebrities, as I call him. He is one of the most knowledgeable guys, drone pilots that I know. And, he's got that great group, the Drone Advocacy Group. And if you guys are not members of that, you should definitely join it because they're doing a lot of good things for us drone pilots. But anyway, like I say, there's so many great guys in the chat tonight, and I truly appreciate it. Taking the time out to watch my live stream, and I was an hour late, so I apologize. But anyway, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. If anybody wants to pop in for a little while, we'll do it that way tonight because, like I said, Vic had to be rescheduled, and I apologize that Vic can't be on. But I'll try to make the best of it, but I'm going to give you an update on the South Florida drone meetup. We have 145 names on the list, and it's going to be a great meetup. And it's less than 30 days away, 29 days now. So I got to say thank you to all our sponsors and all the people that are going to be attending our 5th annual South Florida Drone Meetup. It's really going to be a great time. It's funny because the other morning, Johnny, he has the drones and coffee on Sunday mornings, and we have quite a few people like watch that faithfully. And I got a guy in the back room, so I'm going to bring you in 2 seconds. Keep everybody in suspense of who it is. And but you all know Mark Fisher. Mark Fisher sort of bailed out on Johnny's live stream. He couldn't make it. He's too busy. He just can't squeeze it in. But that was Sunday morning. Sunday night, he texts me. He says, "Ray, I am coming. I'm booking my flights right now. Give me the hotel number." So Mark Fisher and his wife are going to be joining us. So it's great that we're going to be seeing Mark. There's so many great guys coming. And like I say, it would take the whole hour if I start mentioning everybody. But without further ado, I want to bring in my special guest, my fill-in guest, who's bailing me out. And I got to say, thank you so much. Please give a warm welcome to John Olson from Long Island. Hey, John.
Good evening, fellow drone pilots. Good evening, Ray. My wife was teasing me. I was sitting in there when you finally signed up, and she said you were stuck in a hot dog truck.
I tell you, I got to say thank you for popping in tonight. It's always good to see you, John. Really, and
Same here, Ray. I enjoy flying with you, and I enjoy watching your show.
well, you know that we'll be flying together as soon as I get back there in May. That's for sure. You know,
Yeah, I want to get up to the beach up there where you like to fly. See if
but I
the
got
osprey have returned.
yeah, yeah. No, no. We'll check out on those osprey nests, and I'll put money on it. They're going to return this year. And I enjoy doing that. But John, you know, a lot of people in the chat don't really know your story of how you became involved with drones. So briefly, maybe you could just tell the people in the chat how you became involved
Okay,
with drones.
first of
Don, by the
all,
way, is a retired police officer from Suffolk County, New York.
so many years ago when I joined the Marine Corps, I originally went in there to be a helicopter pilot, but I don't have that kind of talent or brain power. So uh, this was when I retired, I said, hey, this drone thing would be a good idea. I could be flying like a helicopter pilot and never have to go through all the training and all. The first drone I had was the Phantom 3 Standard that I bought at Sam's Club, and of course I had the the things that the propeller guards. That's what they were, propeller guards on it, and one of them was cracked. And I was flying one day, and it took a sharp turn, and the propeller caught that crap at the crack, and that copter went down, and I never found it again. And of course, then my daughter says, "Hey, you can't live without a drone." So she bought me the what is it, Maverick 2 Pro, and I had that for a while, and that got stolen out of the house. And so they, the wife got me the Air 2S. So I've been flying that for and you were the one that helped me set the thing up at the beach
That's
there
a
that
great
day.
drone. The Air
Yeah,
2S is a great drone. But Jeremy is saying Temper Fly to you, John. You know, he's also a Marine. You know, was a Marine. I guess once was a Marine, always a Marine, right?
yeah. The Commandant of the Marine Corps said that to us one time. He sent all of us a letter, all the retired guys a letter, and said, once you've gone through that training, you're with us for life. So I think that's an excuse if they decide to call us back.
Well, I tell you, thank you for your service, really. You
Thank you
know,
too, Captain Ray. I know you were in the Army. You did your time.
yeah, yeah. During Vietnam, I got drafted. Um, but God was watching over me. I didn't have to serve over in Vietnam. He,
Same here.
he
I was in the Gulf of Tonkin when the war broke out. And for those who don't know, the Gulf of Tonkin is in North Vietnam. It's off the coast of where they used to bring in all the missiles. The Russians would send the missiles in, and they would go right to, I can't remember the name of the place, begin with a Y, but that's where all the missiles were. So we had a blockade up there, but myself and most of the people in my command were overseas too long. So we were sent back to the States, which
yeah.
thank God I didn't have to, because my MOS,
And then
I wouldn't have lasted long.
as soon as you did your service in the Marines, you came back and started doing your service in law enforcement, right? Tell
Not
briefly about your law
not right
enforcement
away,
career.
Ray. I went to RCA Institutes in New York City. I come from Warren, Pennsylvania, back in the hills, so I'm a country bumpkin from the word go. But I came to Long Island with $200 pinned to the inside of my shirt. My mother pinned it in there. I was going to New York City. She was scared. And anyway, I went through RCA Institutes, and I worked on at General Instruments, and I worked on the A6B, the ABM system on the A6B, which is the intruder. Had no idea what it was all about. I was working on parts. Had no idea until I watched the movie, The Flight of the Intruder. And then once I did that, I understood everything that I'd been doing, working on. And I also worked on I did the final inspection on the circuitry that blew the bolts on the limb. But
Okay.
I did that for 4 or 5 years, and my mother-in-law kept hitting at me, saying, you're not going to go anywhere here. You got to get into civil service. And so I took the civil service test and became a cop. So
Yep.
I served for 29 and a half years, I guess, and went out on 33. They gave me some time, to get rid of us old guys.
Time flies when you're having fun, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
You got
know,
that right.
but I enjoy flying with you when I'm back, John. I really do. Um, you take me to
Same.
some of your secret spots, and um, I take you to some of my secret spots, and that's what's great. It's about sharing this hobby and flying together. And that's what's great about the South Florida Drone Meetup. And if there's anybody who don't know about the South Florida Drone Meet, okay, there you go. I think you're ready, Bob. Okay. Let me see if I can bring Bob in. I don't see him there. I see a picture. Um, but we got another guest in the back room. We're trying to get in the back room.
Good.
Uh, and but anyway, the South Florida Drone Meetup, it's not too late to sign up or just come. You know, we have so many new pilots coming, and it's great to see that. But we got Bob Casey, so please give Bob Casey. Hey, Bob,
Good evening, Bob.
he's coming over.
Glad you could
We
join
can't
us.
we can't hear you, Bob. We can't hear you. You look good, but we can't hear you.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yep, good, good,
Yep, there
good.
you are.
Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, we got you. Good.
Good deal.
Thank you so much for popping in. Really, I have to apologize, guys. I got tied up in a major traffic jam leaving the rodeo today, and that's the reason I was late. And I have to apologize for that. But thank you all for tuning
Was
in.
it a
And
good rodeo?
yeah, it was a pretty good rodeo. Yeah, I had a good time. Yeah, yeah, I did. I enjoy it. It's different.
That's all that matters.
The
Did
last
you
time I
ride the
was
Brahma
there
Bull?
was 3 years ago. But I'll make a little video
Uh,
about it. So be different than a drone video, but it'll be entertaining. But anyway, Bob, thank you for popping in. Really, I appreciate it. So, Bob, what are you
I
what are
wanted to
you
give you a
flying? What are you flying these days? I think I know the answer already.
well. Go ahead and guess.
The Air 3S,
Go ahead
right?
and guess.
How do you like
Air
that drone?
three, Air three, and the Avata two. But
Okay,
I came over here. I wanted to give you a sneak peek. Can you see that? I'm getting a
let's see
glare
if I
there.
let me see if I can make you full screen and
That's the Union. Okay, let me
let's
get
see.
another one here.
I'll mess it up now. You're full screen now. Might not be able to. Oh yeah, look at that, Bob.
I
Very,
haven't got the
very
stars
nice.
card yet. I haven't got the
Very,
stars card
very
yet, but that's
nice.
where I'm at. I want to
Well,
give you
I
a
have to
sneak
say,
peek.
yeah, no, we appreciate it. For those that are in the chat don't know it, Bob Casey is one of our sponsors. He's been a sponsor since the first year of the South Florida Drone Meetup. He makes those beautiful custom made wooden American flags, and we really appreciate it, Bob. We really do. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's a
Oh
labor of
boy.
love.
All right. So now you're full screen, right? Now
Yeah,
let's see if
drop that.
okay. Now I got to figure out how to get us back. Okay. This is good. All right, there it is. There's the three dots that I'm looking for. Exit solo layout. How's that? Okay. But anyway, thank you, Bob. And while I'm speaking of sponsors, John Olson is also a sponsor of the South Florida Drone Meetup. He's also a wood craftsman, and I don't have it handy, Bob. I mean, John. I have it back there in the bottom of one of the boxes, but John made us a beautiful wooden custom made cutting board. So
Cool.
thank you. John. We appreciate it. You also bought one of the adventures with Captain Ray Kelly hats and say, give this to somebody there too. So thank you, John. We appreciate it.
I sure
More
didn't
than
know that you
welcome.
were a retired police officer, John. I didn't know that.
Yes.
And if anybody has any
Oh,
questions for John or Bob, put them in the chat. I'll probably miss them as usual, but I'll keep an eye out for them. So, but I tell you, it's great to see you guys. Thank you both for coming on, really. So,
Glad to be
um,
here.
and Bob, you're coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup, so we're gonna get to see you
oh
this
yeah.
year.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. I got the
You're
rooms
gonna
reserved. I'm ready, man.
you're gonna hand deliver that flag.
This time I am. You're right.
So anyway, yeah, okay, yep. You're fired. I'm fired. Right, RJ. Right. I tell you, yeah. I couldn't believe it.
Ray, you
You guys were
came a long
chatting
way.
among yourselves, and I was amazed. I was amazed at that. It just shows you what a great community this is, really. So
Ray, I
thank you.
remember when you first started doing the live streams, and you had trouble navigating, and now, like you recovered so well right then. You said, I can't figure out how to get us back." Man, you're getting
Yeah,
really good at the production
I,
part of it
I,
now.
that's all I would have had to do was blow the whole stream tonight after being an hour late.
You
But
also your ability to promote produce your films and stuff has improved tremendously since the beginning of your time. I remember when you first started, you struggled like I did, but now you do some real nice work.
well, thanks. I appreciate that, John. It's the same old basic format, nothing fancy, that's for sure. But I did put in the link of the video that I was going to show, and then one of Alex's videos. I hope you guys liked them if you took the time to watch them. But now I want to tell everybody about our new logo for the South Florida, the fifth annual South Florida Drone Meetup, and that's thanks to Jeremy Arms, really, and he's also handling the merchandise, and you guys can get that if you go to sfdmshop.com. And Jeremy, thank you so much for doing that, really.
Yeah, I
So,
like that.
Throw
I've
the
got it
link in
on
there,
my
Jeremy.
tablet holder.
and hey
Throw the
Andrew,
link
how
in
you
there,
doing?
Jeremy.
Um, I know he was in the chat earlier. Hopefully he's still in the chat, Jeremy. And Jeremy is coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup along with his lovely wife Olive. We're going to get to meet them, and it's like I said, there's so many new people coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup this year. And I think that's one of the great things about the South Florida Drone Meetup, where you get to meet these new drone pilots also. What do you think about that, Bob?
It's going to be nice to see a lot of different people this time. I've never met Jeremy, so it's going to be nice to meet him.
Exactly. I mean, it's good to see the old timers like yourself, that's for sure. And there's so many of the old timers that are coming in the chat too. Um,
Ray, I'll
and
tell you something. It's hard to believe. I remember when you came in. I remember when you first came in. I remember you
yeah,
and Johnny came in, you know.
exactly. I know.
And
It's
now
been
look
a,
where you're at. You've been 5 years in a row for a meetup. That's impressive. That tells you how
no,
much you like the drone community.
it is. It is. It's a great community. I think it is. And people are so helpful. I mean, I learned so much from the different drone pilots throughout the years. And from watching the different live streams also. I never come across as an expert. I depend on you
Serious.
guys that are the experts to share your knowledge. So, Bob, do you have any a tip for the people in the chat regarding drones?
The one I can think of right now, right offhand, is know your app. No, go look at all the features that's in that fly app because it is packed. There's so many, and there's a lot of them I've tried them, but I've never used them in a video. But I'm telling you,
Yep.
know your app.
I agree.
That's the
That's a
only
good
tip I
one.
can think of right off.
That's a good tip. What about you, John? You have a tip for the viewers?
Yes, I like to think about. I watch other people's videos and I see what they've done, and I like to put a little note at the top of my logbook to try each one of these little things that they do when you go out. You know, that say you see somebody does a circle around something or does a top down or one of those things. I like to put that there and make sure that when I fly that particular day that I do one of those. So
That's
that's
good.
my tip.
That's a good tip. No doubt about
I
it.
do
And
like top down shots.
yes, I top downs are great. They really are. Um, and that's one thing, John, I noticed that from day one about you. You keep a logbook, and I think that's an important thing to do. I know. I know. I used to keep a logbook. I still have the logbook, but I haven't been keeping it up to date. But that's going to be one of the giveaways. Look what I have here, a drawn logbook. So that's going to be one of the giveaways
Really?
this year.
I'm a
So
107 pilot, and it's required if I get stopped by somebody from the FAA, I have to produce my logbook. So I keep that up to date just in case.
yes, yes. Um, like I said, if anybody has any questions for John or Bob, okay, there it is. That's your logbook. I
I need to
like
see
it,
it.
Bob. I like it.
Very nice. Very nice. I do all mine by hand. And I got help from Lawrence and uh, Herman. They sent me a copy of their what they do before they go out on their jobs. So I incorporated that into my logbook.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's good. That's good. And I got mine back there in my camera bag. Um, but it was just basically, it wasn't a fancy logbook by any means, just a basic um, blank book. And I just put the time, place, the drone I'm flying, the batteries I'm flying, or which ones I flew, and the people I flew with, and the location that I'm flying, the secret spots, of course. So, but Bob, what are you looking for? Um, what do you think is the best thing about coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup? I should say.
The camaraderie.
Yeah.
When I type brothers, you guys are all brothers in drones to me. You might not consider me your brother, but I feel like we have a little brotherhood here. This drone community is the best community on YouTube. I mean, that's why I support. Look. I don't think there's anybody in this chat that I don't support in one way or another. Because I'll come by, I'll look at their videos, I'll leave a comment. I've done that from day one, and I still do it.
Yep.
So support your
Okay.
fellow drone flyers, man.
I,
Not just to show up on a live stream. You got to go to their videos and show them, give them that thumbs up, and give them a nice comment. Encourage them.
I agree. I agree. And every once in a while, you're going to get a negative comment, but sometimes a constructive criticism is good. A lot of people take offense to it sometimes,
Last
but
bit, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all.
After
well,
doing
that's true.
push-ups over a saddle trench, there aren't much that somebody can say to me that's going to bother me much.
Oh man, I'm telling you. But yeah, that's sort of what I'm looking forward to too, is meeting everybody, and again meeting the new pilots that are coming, and just not so much flying. It's just talking to everybody, seeing everybody, you know, and flying is sort of secondary.
I sure wish I could come, but you know my situation. So I'm sorry, Ray. I'd love to be there.
Yeah, we would love to have you here, John. But I know you'll be there in spirit. And
Yes,
you know, Bill Ronayne, he does the live stream of most of the event, and I think that's so great that he does that. People who can't attend at least can get somewhat of a feel for it, you know.
I watch it
Exactly.
every year.
Exactly.
Yes.
But I gotta say, it's
Johnny,
funny how
Johnny said, Bob can't call me bald headed.
hey, there's
I
Johnny. How you
never.
doing, Johnny?
He's stirring up the pot now, bud.
Oh, how you
He's
doing,
stirring up the
Johnny?
pot. He's just trying to get a rise out of me.
Yeah, Johnny. The reason I'm going way over my time limit is I was an hour late today. So that's sort of the reason why we're having an extended hour. It was uh, it was a long story, so I won't go into it. Then we got a question from Alex. Let's see if I can bring it up. Any tips for some of the folks attending for the first time at the South Florida? Yes, yes. Just have a good time. Don't be shy. If you go up, introduce yourself to the other drone pilots. Um,
Introduce
they'll be
yourself.
glad to meet you. Believe me, and you're not going to be the only one that's sort of shy. Believe me. And I've heard stories from different other pilots that are in the chat now where they stayed in their car for a little bit and watched. And Bob, you were pretty
Yeah.
instrumental in getting some people to come out of their shell, correct?
Yeah, I got Scott to come here. He blames me now. I'm Scott. Everything that happens now is Bob's fault. I said, well, Scott, I got big shoulders. Hey, I want
Uh,
to say one thing. There's
yeah,
one guy in here. He's fairly new, Josh Primack. He's been
yeah,
participating in these live streams. And if you guys can help another brother in drones, subscribe to his channel. Throw his link up in there. Somebody throw his link up there. Josh Primack.
that's a good point. Good
He
point,
seems like a
Bob.
real
Yes,
good dude, and he's a fairly good flyer from what I've seen on his videos. So I don't think it would be a waste of your time. Check him out.
Will do.
yep, definitely. Good point. And we got Joe Fodolio in the house now. How you doing, Joe? Good to see you. And I understand that you're going to pick up Joe at the airport, Bob,
I
right?
am. I'm going to pick him up in Orlando. I'm going to drop the wife off in Perry. She's going to stay with her brother, and then I'm
Hmm.
going to go over to Orlando, pick Joe up. So we should be there probably around 2ish, something like that, Friday, and we'll be
Good.
able to make the meet and greet.
Yeah, the
Looking
meet
forward to
and greet.
seeing JoJo.
The meet and greet is such a great time, really. And if you don't know what the meet and greet is, it's a little gathering that we have on Friday night before the meetup at Sticks Billiard Club. And Bill Ronayne, he's responsible for getting those sponsorships and hosting us, being that he is the manager of Sticks Billiard Club, along with the Stewart Bowl next door. And it's really a great time. We'll be raffling off two $50 gift cards that you can use right at Sticks for food or for whatever. But um, they set aside four billiard tables for us to use. And I'm not a big billiard, pool player, but we do have some pool sharks that come. And TJ Alexander is one of them. He has his own pool stick that he shows up with. So, but it's a good
He's the
time, and
one that won my fight.
the people in the chat will attest to it. It's really a good time. So I'm so glad you're going to make that meet and greet, Bob and Joe. So, all right.
I wish John could be there. I'd like to meet John in person.
Same
Yes.
here, man. I like to meet all you guys. Got to meet Marcus Crawford,
Oh
and
yeah.
Ron
Okay.
Brown, and all these guys.
Yeah.
Billy Kyle.
You're going to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. Billy's coming. Yeah. Lon and Jeremy. It
Our
looks
guys,
like
Is
Jeremy.
our,
He's a pool shark. So you guys
our
better watch
guys from
out.
the our guys from the Drone Seekers. I'd like to meet them too. I watch their show at night when they're on Sunday night.
Yeah, I tell you, we
Is
got
Captain Joe coming?
nah. Captain Joe's
Captain Joe, you
busy.
coming,
Captain
Captain Joe?
Joe, he's too busy. He's one of the best photographers in Louisiana. He's always getting hired to work. So, but one of these years,
He's another
hopefully, Captain
Marine.
Joe will make it. So, but anyway, TJ better. Okay, yeah, he's got this potato gun that he might show up with too, shooting potatoes. So we'll see.
Tell them
We'll
to
see if he
freeze those
brings it.
potatoes. They'll go further.
So anyway, what's Alex is saying about the pool sharks? Let's see. The pool sharks are there when they bring their own sticks. Some take. Yep, that's true. That's true. So, but anyway, I'm looking forward
So
to it. Like I say, I'm looking forward to it.
what is what is happening on the meet and greet night? Isn't Bill? Isn't they setting out some hors d'oeuvres and stuff for us? And he's
Yeah,
giving
he
away
said
some
that
cars.
they planned on doing that, putting out hors d'oeuvres again. And last year they put out a pretty good spread for us. I know Al Cercione and I got there a little early, and we ordered uh, something to eat. But then Bill put out a nice spread, and then they refilled it, if I remember right. So it was really a good time, and he raffles off two $50 gift cards that you can actually buy some food with or
Ooh,
whatever at Sticks Billiard Club, or go over and play pool, which is right next door. We get a discount on. Well, actually, he said they got a league now on Friday night, but he said there's a possibility that people could bowl. So that's not definitely a definite possibility. If you're into bowling, you can go over there and bowl. So, but, um, so Josh is a lone drone. Okay. Well, you're not going to, Josh, I don't know if you know this, but we send a lot of drones up in the air flying at the same time together. And last year we had a record of 28 drones flying in the air at the same time, and we're hoping to break that record.
Ray,
But,
how do you
but
coordinate that? How do you
well,
coordinate that, Ray?
we say don't get too close to each other. Be aware of your altitude. Spread out, obviously, and people take turns, sort of taking off. It's not one big free for all. So, but it is definitely a fun time. Bob, did you set? No, you weren't there last year, Bob. That's right. But yeah, we had 28 drones last year. We went from 18 the year before to 28 last year.
hey, that
And
was another question. Where are we going to do that this year? Are we going to do that at the meetup, or are we going to do it at Dolman Park Sunday?
no, we're going to do it at the meetup. Yep, definitely at the meetup, right sort of before the raffle, which usually kicks off around 2 p.m. And we'll get a nice group photo right before that, too. And because as soon as that raffle is over, people leave. But there's going to be
Yeah.
so many people going home with raffle prizes, thanks to our sponsors, really.
Well, I'm bringing
And
4 birds with me, so I thought I could throw up a couple. I can throw
okay,
up 2 to help get that
oh
count.
yeah, which drones are you bringing?
I'm bringing the Air 3, the
Yep.
Avata 2, Air 2S,
Oh,
and I'm bringing the DJI FPV.
very
I'm going to
cool.
be with
Very
Joe. I'm going to be with Joe, and hopefully with John Flynn. We're going to get together, and me and John Flynn are going to be flipping that switch and doing a little acro flying,
okay.
hitting
Cool.
that
Cool.
manual mode.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's no doubt we're going to have a great time that Saturday. The main day of flying is Saturday, but we also have that second day of flying on Sunday, and we go over to Dolman Park, and it's over on Hutchinson Island over the bridge. If you guys seen any of the videos of the area, and I had put it up that I did the pre-flight there earlier when I was late. you know. But it's really a great place to fly. But Dolman Park is right on the beach of the Atlantic Ocean, and that's another good day. Not as long a day as the first day. It's usually around 10 to 1, 2, but it's another good time, really.
It's a great place to fly.
And
And
we
if
got
you want, all you gotta do is walk
Marcus
the path
Crovitz in
and
the
you're right
chat.
there at the ocean.
Good evening,
So,
Marcus.
um, but anyway, I just want to show you sort of what our top prize is, and that's the DJI Air 3S, and this has been donated by Jeremy Alms as a giveaway. Some lucky attendee will be walking away
Somebody's
with
gonna get
this.
a nice.
So thank you again,
It won't be
Jeremy.
me. I
Really.
might faint if I won that. I might
Oh,
fall
man.
out, man. I can't.
But the other thing is,
Whoever wins is going to be winning a nice drone, that's for sure.
you're an FPV guy, Bob, and I know you got eyes on that Mario 5 drone that Johnny
I wouldn't mind it.
drone
I wouldn't
flyer
mind it.
and his son-in-law Matt. Well, Matt actually built it, and they're donating that as a giveaway. And what an awesome looking drone! Have you seen it, Bob? Have you seen photos of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Johnny's? No. I
Lawrence
don't know
is
if he
built-
held it up one night. I think he did. I think he did hold it up one night on the stream.
Lawrence is
Yes,
building
yes.
another FPV drone too, if you've noticed on his channel.
Yep. Yeah. But I got to say thank you to Johnny and Matt for that. Really, you know. But I'm trying to keep up with the chat, guys, and you know me, I'm not good at it, so I apologize. And if there's any questions that I've missed, I apologize. And if you guys see any, just
Hey,
yell out.
the first time that I met Johnny, and I just happened to be standing there. I think I was talking to Matt, and I was saying, I got too much stuff in my truck, and I don't have no room. And I got a crew cab truck, but it was loaded. And I had tables, chairs, and Johnny said, throw it in the back of my truck. I said, you sure? He said, yeah, throw it in there. He said, anytime you need it, just let me know. That right there told me something about Johnny, that he's a good
Yep.
dude. And I
Oh,
appreciate
yeah.
that. And I thought that was thoughtful of him when he did that. I thought, this is a good guy right here.
Yep. No doubt
And he
about
shows
it.
it on his channel too. He gives away a lot of things. I don't think a lot of people realize how much shipping that he has to do,
Oh,
when he
yeah.
sends things
Yeah.
out.
There's no doubt about
But
it.
he enjoys it. He enjoys it, and that's what it's all about, is having fun.
But I have to say, thank you to all our sponsors, really. Whether it's, one hat, a few T-shirts, it all helps. And people love winning things. I don't care. They like going home with something. And I would just about guarantee just about everybody's going to go home with something. So I got to say thank you again to all our sponsors and giveaways. And as you know, I received the lanyards, from Pilot Institute, Greg. He sent us 150 of them. So the first 150 that show up are going to get them. And, Brad, he makes the badges and we attach them to the lanyards. And it's just another great little giveaway that we do at the South Florida Drone Meetup. And I got to say thank you to Brad, really. I'm going to review the chat later because I know you guys put in your lucky numbers for this week's contest for the monthly giveaway, which is just a $10 Amazon gift card, Oh yeah, you got a collection. Yeah. But
I've been to a few of them.
Yep, that's for sure.
And once you go to the first one, you'll be excited to go to the second one. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. No doubt about it. I remember the first time I went to Spin Up,
What's going on?
and
Everything died.
and you guys all know No, no, I'm going to review the chat. I'm going to review the chat and see who gets the lucky number. I'm not going to do it now for me to go back because that first thing that you guys entertained yourself with, that's going to be included. But we are going to do the giveaway drawing for um, February. I am going to pick the winner. The names are in the hat. So I'm going to look in the hat and let's see who got it. Um, okay, number 7 on February 27th. Anybody remember who got it? John Flynn got it. So congratulations, John. Very, very good. I'll be sending you the $10 Amazon gift card, John. And that's what this is all about, really. Having fun on the live streams, really. And you learn something sometimes, too. So, um, and I'm like I said, I'm trying to keep up with the comments. And
Just to let you know, Ray, I did order that mapping program from Pilot Institute, and I
oh
told
yeah,
him that
yeah,
I told
that's
him
right.
that I told him that I got the idea from you. So
Okay, no, that's great. Yeah, John. For those that don't know it, when Greg was on, Greg did a spontaneous giveaway of a free Part 107 course that night. And if you had the Part 107, you had your choice of any other course. So that's great, John, that you won that.
I
That's
didn't win
great.
it, Ray. I didn't win it, Ray. I bought it.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to win it. I thought he
No,
was
I didn't
giving
win
you
it.
your.
John from Connecticut won it. Your Connecticut
Oh, that's
pilot won
right.
it.
You're right. You're right. I'm mixing it up. I'm mixing it up.
Quite
Okay,
all
so
right, Ray. You got
that's
your heart
right.
picked.
John. That's right. John won it that night. And yeah, right. Okay. But anyway, we lost Bob. I don't know what happened. Maybe he had a internet issue or something. But thank you, Bob, for jumping in because it was really a hectic night tonight. I didn't know what I was going to do, really. But
We're always here to help
you
you out,
guys sort
Ray.
of bailed me out,
We're
and
always willing to help you out, Ray.
I'll be.
You've done so
Thank
much
you.
for this community, and it adds so much to this for the group. Everybody gets together and gets to talk, make a lot of new friends.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Um, but I couldn't do it without you guys. You watch the show just about every week. You know, there's so many faithful followers for my show and the Fly for Fun show and all the other shows too. You see a lot of the same faces, and it's always good to see that. And I try to watch and support as many as I can, also.
And
And I learn, like I say, I learn. You watch the live streams, you learn about drones. That's for sure.
I tell my wife I'm going to go fly with you. She's always happy. So
Well, that's
she,
good. Yeah.
yeah, she lets me out of the house.
I know. We have fun, that's for sure, Um, but I'll be back in May 1st. That's yes, John, I know. I mixed it up. I'm sorry, John. I mixed it up, So, but yeah. Um, and I guess Barkley's in the house. Did I say hello to Barkley? Good to see you, Barkley. Good to see you. So, um, but all right. And again, I apologize again for being late tonight. It was just out of my control.
We
Really,
forgive you.
I I thought I was going to be back. It was supposed to be over at 4:15, and we sat in the parking lot for an hour just trying to get out of there. It was like a disaster. Um, but yes, John, we're definitely going to get together. Definitely, and we'll go to some more of my favorite flying locations. That's for sure. I
Just make
love
sure I'm
flying.
aware. I'll be there.
That's what he's saying. You too. He put you there. We'll definitely include you, John. Um,
You
but
notice
yeah,
Gene
and John,
Costello? Have you seen Gene Costello's been doing a little expo on that island? down where she lives.
I
She's been,
saw a few of the videos. Yes,
yeah, she's
yes,
done a real, and she's got that blue hair, and that is gorgeous.
yes,
Makes me
yes.
jealous. I
I
would
saw
love to
that.
catch it. I
Yeah,
catch the snowy egrets, but I haven't caught the blue herons yet.
right, right. I got one this week at the South Florida drone meetup. He was walking around while I was flying, and I added some wildlife in that video.
Excellent.
So, but Johnny is going to be revealing the official poster on Wednesday that his granddaughter Gracie has made for the fifth annual South Florida Drone Meetup, and I know I can't wait to see it, and it's going to be really really nice. That's for sure.
Does she sell
So
those, Ray?
yes, she's going to be selling them for $25. It's going to be real professional print, and just
Remind
get
me
a hold of
later.
Johnny. He'll tell you more about it. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
remind me later. I'll buy one.
Yeah. She's a very talented artist, no doubt about it. And we all know she's going to the art school in Savannah, Georgia. That tells you something right there.
Amen.
So, and I see practice, practice. That's for sure, John. That's for sure. Um, but anyway, I'm. I know. I think that we're going to have a lot more FPV guys at the South Florida Drone Meetup this year. Um, and it's going to be some coordination that's needed, And I know those FPV guys know how to do that. Usually
Yeah,
they fly to the right of us, facing the water, and they coordinate their flights. And last year we did not lose any drones
is
at the
John
meetup.
Coopy going to be there? Is that John
No,
Coopy going to be
no,
there?
John's not going to make it. No, he's
Uh,
not on the list. You
that's a
know,
shame because he's the godfather of FPV stuff.
yes, he is. We'd love to see John there. Um, but Jeremy's bringing three of his FPV fleets, so that's great. That's great. Um, but I know the FPV flyers are going to have a great time there too. Johnny's going to be sort of coordinating that. I think with Joe Fodolio maybe and Ken Huffbauer. Um, but my biggest fear is that we lose a drone into the intercoastal waterway, and that would be heartbreaking. As you guys know, years past that has happened, but last year we did not lose any drones into the water. And while I'm talking about drones into the water, I want to let everybody know that Nick Vita, his YouTube channel is Fly Days. He agreed to give us another waterproof drone demonstration, and it's amazing to see him fly and purposely put his drone in the water, and then he takes off from the water. It's incredible. It really
Does he
is.
have videos? Does that thing have videos when it's underwater or no?
Yeah, yeah. He does some underwater video sometimes when it's clear. Yep, I've seen some of his underwater videos. Yeah.
That's
I
that's
mean, it's
really
not
cool.
like an underwater drone, those
Yeah,
submersibles, but it does take video under the water. So, but yeah, and John saying something about State Farm insurance. Yeah, it's always good to have that. I have it on my drones. What's nice is, well, I think it's nice. It's only $75, and it covers three of my drones. So um, I've yet to use it. Knock on wood, but and if you don't have that, be sure when you buy a drone to get the DJI Care Refresh, because that has saved many, many drone pilots a lot of money when they lost their drone, crashed their drone, you know. And Warren, did I say hello to Warren? I meant to say hello to Warren. How you
good
doing,
evening,
Warren?
Warren.
Finding Nemo, yes. So, but Yeah. Yes, he did. That last video he put out. Yes, it was about following the surfboard. Yeah, it was cool. I thought his latest video was cool. So, but anyway, Nick Vita is going to be back, and we're all going to get to see him again. And people don't know the backstory on Nick too. What happened is 2 years ago at the third annual South Florida Drone Meetup, Nick came down to the meetup just as we were all packing up leaving. And Nick, obviously, I said hello to him, welcomed him, but unfortunately the meetup was over, and like I said, as soon as that raffle prize giveaway is over, everybody leaves. They really do. Um, but anyway, Nick and I hung around a little bit and talked to Nick, and watched him fly a little bit, and then I had to leave too. And we all go out to dinner that night, and then Maddie, if I remember right, Maddie gets a text from Nick, this guy Nick Vita. And what happened is somebody, I won't mention any names, but somebody left the Mavic 3 on the picnic table. And Nick obviously found it, and he tracked us down and he returned it to the person. Can you imagine, John? Really? That shows you what type of guy Nick is.
Nice heart. Excellent.
Yes. So that's how we got to know Nick Vita, really. So, hey, Mario, good to see you. And yes, I can't wait for the South Florida Drone Meetup. 29 days, but who's counting?
Is your wife coming this time, Ray?
No, she's not coming. No.
That's a shame.
She knows I'll put her to work.
No.
But anyway, and I started to say to Mario, congratulations on your award. That's great, really. So, but I'm glad you're coming back, Mario. Mario came for the first time last year, and he's coming back. So, but anyway, so John, one of these years, maybe you'll make it, But either way, I look forward to flying with you when I get back to Long Island.
Same here, Ray. I can't wait.
And we were talking about TFRs and all of that in the past, and they put that TFR in place at one of our favorite spots in Port Jefferson Harbor, and we couldn't fly there. Well, you guys couldn't fly there. I was already down here when that
also
TFR went into effect. I was so glad it was temporary, though.
The National Lab is only 5 miles from my house. So they kind of blocked off the whole area around here. I couldn't even fly at home.
Right.
Several of my relatives used to work there at the National Lab, so I know. Also, my ex-commissioner, what was his name? I can't remember his name now, but he used to work there before he became Parks Commissioner. Every morning down at Smith's Point, members of the doctors and all used to meet down there before they went to work. I remember seeing them down there at the park.
Yeah. Well, when we get back, one of our first flights will have to be to go down to Mount Sinai Harbor and check on the osprey nests.
Yes. Like I said, the next couple of days, I'm going to take my daughter down there just to check and see if they're there.
Yeah. I don't know exactly when they come back, really, but I
don't know
it's
either.
In this early springtime.
Yeah. Well, the birds around here are nesting up. I put some yarn in our patio for them so that they can use that for nesting. So I know the birds' breeding season has started. So.
Well, it was interesting finding that nest and then, checking on it every couple of weeks. Next thing you know, there was eggs in the nest, and then the next thing you know, those eggs hatched. We had 3 babies, right? You remember seeing the 3 babies?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah.
And
So
now we
hey,
know there's another nest on the other side we're aware of now too. That people were telling us about.
yes,
So
yes, we'll definitely check on that one too. We got Bob Dempsey in the house. How you doing, Bob? Good to see you.
good evening, Bob.
And I'm trying to keep up with the chat. So um, Yavata 2 dive towers. But anyway, I just can't wait to see everybody at the South Florida Drone Meetup. Um, it's really going to be a good time. Um, no doubt about it. And maybe I'll even, somebody will be kind enough to let me fly FPV again. Um, even though when somebody gives me the goggles and the Avata or whatever, I fly it like a camera drone anyway. So, but I know Joe, he came down a couple years ago ahead of the South Florida Drone Meetup, and he let me do a ride along with him in his goggles. And when you do a ride along with somebody who really is zipping, and that is cool. That's such a cool experience, really. So, but
Do you actually feel like you're there?
oh yeah, yeah. You've never tried the goggles yet?
No, I've not. No.
Okay, yeah, you definitely got to try it because it's a totally different experience. Okay, Johnny. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. But um, we do. Hey, we got Herman in the chat. Phantom Flight 101. Good to see
Good
you.
evening, Herman.
But I got some disheartening news today. Herman was on the list to come, and he had his number and everything. But now apparently he cannot come. Lawrence is not coming this year, and we're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss those guys. So, but it's good to see you, Herman, in the chat. So, but while we were talking about FPV, I got a couple of Neos that we're going to be giving away. Actually, I got three of them right here. Look at this. And this
Wow.
one is donated by Rob Kamada. I got his note right on the top of it. Thank you to Rob. This one donated by Connecticut Pirate, John Gregory. So thank you for that, John. And then we got this one right here. And this one's donated by Tom Dowling. I got a note on that one. So thank you guys. This
How
is
long is
going
it
to
going to
make,
take you to give all this stuff away, Ray?
I know, I tell you, it usually takes a good hour and a half, hour and
Wow.
45 minutes, really, you know. But again, it's all thanks to our sponsors, really, And we don't have a budget. We do not have a budget. We've never charged to come. And it's thanks to our sponsors. That's what it's all about. Generous donations. And thank you, thank you, thank you, really. So I know I missed a lot of comments, guys, so I apologize. Um, okay. And there's Bob. He's in the chat now. So thank you for coming on, Bob. I appreciate that. So, what? A Neo for $99? Really? Interesting. That's interesting, Josh. Really? So,
I'll have to check out our target. I didn't never seen any drones there. The one there in Medford. So I don't know. I'll have to go over there and look. I got my first one at Sam's Club, my first drone.
oh, yep, yep. Well, you can get some good bargains at Sam's Club, Costco. Amazon has sales every once in a while.
Good evening,
Um,
Paul.
how you doing, Paul? Good to see you. Yep, and we're all gonna get to meet Paul Brown and his family, Ashley, Paul Jr., and Benjamin. The whole family is coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup this year.
Outstanding.
So, and I give Paul so much credit. He's got his whole family involved, really. So that is so cool.
Yeah, I can't get my
So,
daughter to fly. She'll come with me. She'll drive me there, but she won't fly.
yeah, but
So
that's good too. That she goes with you. You spend time with her.
yes.
And
Oh, she lives with us, so she's not going anywhere.
and that's so cool, really. So, hey, Bill, how you doing, Bill? Good to see you. Thank you for popping in. So, um, but anyway, it's going to be a good time. Actually, it's going to be a great time. We're all going to have a good time, really. Um, and that's what it's all about. Meeting the other pilots, getting to know them a little more than you do. Even though when you watch the live streams, you feel like you get to know the guys. Do you feel that way too, John?
I certainly do. Yeah. I mean, I talk with Ron all the time, Ron Brown, and
Speak.
also Marcus. My wife loves to watch Marcus flying over the Snake River. I mean,
Yeah, the Snake River
she's,
Canyon.
she's got this big screen TV in her room. I mean, I don't know, it's huge, and all the colors and everything else just come. I mean, so bright. It's so wonderful. And also, when I fly, I make videos and put them on YouTube, and then I can show her where we've been and what we've done. So that's
Nice.
nice too.
That is nice. Yeah. All right. You go get your beauty sleep, Scott. Have a good night. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for watching tonight. Again, sorry I was late. But anyway, John, I didn't even mean to stay on this long, but I appreciate you coming on tonight and bailing me
Certainly,
out.
certainly, Ray.
And
I'm glad to do it.
same with Bob, Casey. Really, thank you guys. I hated to have to cancel, and I felt bad, leaving Vic in the back room with the shrimp and lobster. I know he ran out of it for so long, and then I ended up having to reschedule him. But Vic Moss will be on in the future. Um, and the night he's on, I promise I will not be late. But anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. And as Johnny and I say, just get out there, fly for fun, but most importantly, fly safely. And John and I are going to go continue this party in the back room. So have a good night, everybody. Fly safe.